Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. I was gone for 2 weeks. I've been super busy with stuff, but I do have some battles recorded. I just haven't had time to edit them, but hopefully I can edit them this weekend, and then I'll post them for you guys just so we can get the steady stream of posts again. But we got a new team here today. I have 3 new Pokemon that I haven't used before. It's going to be the Braviary, the Duraludon, and Terrakion. So the Duraludon I used to have ready, but I just didn't like the set I had on it, so I adjusted it, and then the Braviary and the Terrakion are just brand new Pokemon. Just because I realized I didn't have any flying Pokemon on any of the ones I have ready for competitive use. So finally got that, and then Terrakion is the first legendary that I've used. He's a strong legendary. He's not crazy strong, but he's still strong. But I still wanted to use him because he's super cool. Never used him before, so let's jump right in. So I am going to be leading off with my Cradilly. I don't really have a dedicated lead, and this is just a team I threw together literally like 15 minutes before this match started. So I'm just going to send a Cradilly, set up the Stealth Rocks, see what this Crobat's going to do. And what it's going to do is go for a Leech Life. This is a specially defensive Cradilly, max HP, so it takes that okay, not the best, but it's good enough for me to, set up the Stealth Rock just to go ahead and break any focus sashes there. After I set that up, I realized that Cradilly really can't do much to this Crobat, so I'm going to decide to swap out, and I'm going to decide to go into my Duraludon because it knows Thunderbolt. So this is actually one of the first Pokemon that I EV trained and got ready competitively in Sword and Shield just because I liked the design and I wanted to use new Gen A Pokemon. But I made it a speedy Duraludon, and Duraludon's not that fast, so it never outsped anything, and I kept getting one shot by everything. So now this is a max HP, max special attack. That Leech Life right there from the Crobat is going to do nothing, so Duraludon here is in prime position to surprise his Crobat with a Thunderbolt and then take it out one shot. Before that though, my opponent is able to set up the Tailwind, which is okay because my team doesn't really depend on speed too much, but I elected to go for the Dragon Pulse just in case he switched out, which was a bad move because the Thunderbolt definitely would have knocked out the Crobat, and that Dragon Pulse let it live there. But I can just go for Dragon Pulse again. If he stays in, he'll get knocked out. If he switches out, he'll get hit by a Stab Dragon Pulse. And he does switch out here and go to the Zamazenta, which is actually pretty, you see Zacian a lot more than Zamazenta. It's cool to see Zamazenta around then, even though it is still OP with that +1 defense there. But the +1 defense doesn't matter because we are going to be going for a special move, and this special move is still going to do almost negative damage. So that really sucks. I'm going to have to swap out here probably, but I like to go for the Thunder Wave actually to see if I can slow this thing down. But it's going to outspeed me and knock me out in one shot, which really sucks. Duraludon didn't really get to do anything, and the one opportunity did have to do something, I failed to, to knock it out. But that's okay. We'll see if we can get him working in another match. For now, we're going to be sending out my Terrakion. This is actually a Choice Scarf set. Max attack, Choice Scarf. I gave it just enough speed EVs to where it would outspeed almost everything if it didn't have any, +1s in speed, and then everything else went into health. So then he's actually going to end up swapping out here. I guess he doesn't want to take a close combat to the face, so he's going to swap in the Crobat, which is kind of funny because the Crobat's just going to end up dying to Stealth Rocks there. So I guess Duraludon, you know what, he was able to take something out. The other positive is that the Tailwind there runs out on that last turn, so that's great. And now my opponent's going to be sending out the Barraskewda, which I assume he thinks is going to outspeed me, which it's not because I have the Choice Scarf. And even if he goes for the Aqua Jet, I'm pretty sure I could live an Aqua Jet or two. But we do outspeed, get the close combat, and we're going to be knocking out the Barraskewda in one shot, which is great. I'm pretty sure that Choice Scarf caught him off guard, so that's great. What's not great is that my opponent's next Pokemon is going to be the Zamazenta. He does get that +1 defense, and this is a physical attacker, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to one-shot this thing. I do think about switching out, but there's nothing I want to swap in to take a hit. So we're going to stay in with the Terrakion and just go for the close combat. I know I can outspeed. We get as much damage as we can off, which sucks because that would have killed if it was with a +1. But now, any move that Zamazenta chooses is going to knock me out. But they go for the close combat, and that is going to take me down easily in one shot. Terrakion didn't do as much as I would have liked him to do, but he still did plenty. He got that Choice Scarf going and caught a couple people off guard, so that's great. Now we're going to get the free swap. So here I decided to go into Tangrowth just because I don't know which of my Pokemon can outspeed this thing. So Tangrowth is the only thing as my defensive wall that could take a hit. So I'm hoping that I could live a hit and then just knock out the Zamazenta with a knockoff. Unfortunately, my opponent switches out. I guess they want to save it for later even though there's Stealth Rocks on the field. I guess I could live one more round of Stealth Rocks. But the Arcanine is going to swap in. This Arcanine is going to get the Intimidate off, which sucks because this is going to be a physical attack with a knockoff. And actually get the crit here. Look how much damage this does. If it wasn't for the -1 in attack, I think I might have been able to get it a little closer range knocking out. But we revealed that we knocked off a Choice Scarf. This is a speedy offensive Arcanine, which is really interesting. But that is going to force me to switch out. I do need to save that Tangrowth for later, just in case the Zamazenta comes back in. On the swap, I'm going to be sending out the new Braviary. He's going to make his debut right here, guys. So, this is a bulky max HP Braviary. And we're going to be taking that Flare Blitz at less than half HP. And the recoil damage on the Arcanine is going to take it down to red. The Arcanine might have Wild Charge. I think they get Wild Charge. But I'm going to start setting up and go for the Agility. If I can get the Agility up, I outspeed everything on their team. And then this is a Sheer Force Braviary with Life Orb. So it does a ton of damage. So if I can outspeed everything and hit everything really hard, I should be able to, maybe get a late game sweep here. So here comes the Extreme Speed, because now he knows I can outspeed him. It does less than half of what I had left. And I can go for the Agility, and now I'm +2, and now I can outspeed everything, which is great. My opponent is going to be going for one more Extreme Speed here, which is not going to take me out. It's going to take me down to red, which is okay. As I just go here for the Zen Headbutt to finish off this Arcanine. My opponent now has 3 Pokemon left, and one of them is going to be troublesome. And that troublesome Pokemon is going to be Raichu, because I know this can take me out in one shot. The question is, do I outspeed after the Agility? And the answer is going to be yes. Yes, I do. So now, can I take it out in one shot with the Zen Headbutt? And Sheer Force Braviary with the Life Orb is going to be able to knock out the Raichu in one shot. So now, you're in prime position to sweep the rest of the team, I'm pretty sure. He's only got 2 left. One of them is the Zamazenta. And his other Pokemon is going to be the Gengar, which I'm pretty sure I can outspeed too. And we do have another super effective move. He is going to decide to Dynamax here, though, which I probably should have guessed and Dynamax my own Braviary. But I didn't. So he's going to Dynamax here. Probably hope that he can live one Zen Headbutt and then knock me out. When this thing was Gigantamaxing, it looked kind of weird because he threw the ball and nothing came out. I've never seen Gigantamax Gengar that way. I've never noticed that. But here comes Zen Headbutt. And we're going to take out the Gengar in one shot, even in Dynamax form. So Braviary is a heavy hitter, and I can feel a Rage Quit coming. He had a pretty decent team there and one really OP Pokemon. But that team got completely obliterated by a Braviary, and he just could not handle it. And we do get the Rage Quit, guys. We got the Rage Quit there on the late game Braviary sweep. That's going to be the end of the match, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did, especially when we get those Rage Quits on Pokemon that usually don't see too often. Like Braviary, it's a good Pokemon. You just don't see it for whatever reason. But I'll see if I can get the consistent uploads back up for at least the once a week. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.